Welcome to the Starting Monday podcast, the podcast for anyone who has a habit of delaying their health and fitness goals, who struggles to build consistency, or just doesn't know where to start. Have you ever said the phrase, "I'll start Monday"? If so, this is the podcast for you. Now, let's welcome the hosts, experienced personal trainers, and all-around good guys, Barry Stephen and Matthew Percival.
Hey guys, we are back again with another episode. I'm with Mr. Percival.
Yeah, we're sorry for being a little bit late, guys. I don't know how long it's been, Barry. What, 3 weeks?
It's been a few weeks, but to be fair, we're
building anticipation, aren't we?
We've been busy, and we wanted you guys to basically catch up. So hopefully,
that's what we're saying.
You've caught up.
Yeah, we're waiting for you guys to catch up. That's why we didn't release a new episode for 3 weeks.
It is. But today, we kind of wanted to talk about the real benefits to exercise. So we all know that majority of the time, a goal probably is linked to something aesthetic, weight loss or building muscle, or maybe sometimes it can be performance-based. But I certainly feel anyway, that people's goals are changing a little bit, and when they come into the gym, they're maybe mentioning other things as well. Just, other benefits. There's other benefits to exercise, which I feel like is worthwhile we speak about and promote. 100%. And promote, because we want to get more people exercising more consistently for longer periods. For your whole life, basically. So, but before we get down to that...
we've got some questions. Barry's got a bunch of quick-fire questions he said from me. He wouldn't let me know a single one of them, but he requested knowing my questions before we started, just so you know, guys. So, I don't know any of these questions.
But I don't know the question, though. You didn't tell me.
To be fair, I told him one, I didn't tell him the second one. So, go on, quick-fire.
Well, I feel like listeners need to get to know you a little bit more, Matthew, right? So,
oh, God.
Quick-fire questions. Number one. When you make diluting juice, do you put the water in first or the juice?
I put the juice in first.
Yeah, so do I. But a lot of people...
Who does the other way?
A lot of people put the water in first.
But then how do you know how concentrated it's going to be?
Well, it's a bit like...
What if you run out of space and there's not enough for all the juice?
It does my head in. I don't understand it. It's just not me.
That's horror.
It's like having a
red flag, as I would say.
It's a red flag. It's like having a gin and tonic and putting the tonic in first.
Yeah, wrong.
You just wouldn't do it. Right.
Yeah, the ice in last.
Quick fire.
I'm ready.
Number two, do you say chippy or chipper?
Chipper. We're in the northeast of Scotland, it's chipper.
Nah, I say chippy.
Yeah, because you're not northeast,
are
you?
I knew you were going to say chipper.
You're a Perth boy, aren't you?
Staying on the topic of chips.
Yeah.
Ketchup on the side or on top of the chips?
Oh, that's a hard one. On the side.
Nah, I just wouldn't do that. I would do it, but
I think I would do both.
It's better when you chuck it all over the chips, so just like zigzag it from one end to the other.
I like how you've gone completely off, like no fitness related whatsoever, and I tried a little bit to keep it fitness related. But you know what I would do? I've done both, to be fair. That's a hard one. That's a 50-50. I had to think about that.
I much prefer a bag of chips, right, when you've just caked it from one end to the other in sauce.
Do you remember a cone of chips?
A cone of chips, yeah.
Yeah, you don't get them anymore though, do you? You just go down the chipper at the chippy at like lunch. Get a cone of chips for like £1.
Do you not think chips used to taste better when they actually served them in actual newspaper wrappers? Back in the day, you weren't young enough. You're not old enough. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not young enough.
You're not young enough.
Go on. What's our next one? What we got?
When you're brushing your teeth, right? Do you wet the toothbrush first before you put the toothpaste on, or do you put toothpaste on then wet it, or
oh my god,
do you just go dry it in dry?
You know what? I have to think about that. I think I put the toothpaste on and then I wet it.
What's your thinking behind that though? I don't think there's a right or a wrong.
That's what I think I do. But weirdly, now I'm thinking about it, I think if I had a manual toothbrush, which you have, don't you? In our previous episode, you said, I don't have an electric toothbrush, which you should get, Barry, by the way. Still.
Oh, so you're electric?
Yeah, I'm electric. So with the electric, I put the toothpaste on first. There's only a
small space in an electric toothbrush, is it? They're usually like really small.
You don't need that much toothpaste. Speak to your dentist, Barry. Come on. All right, next.
Yeah. Okay.
You've got better teeth than me by far.
Right. When you put your pants on in the morning,
yeah,
do you put one leg in at a time or do you put both feet in at once?
These are bad. All these questions are like things you just do subconsciously.
Yeah, I want to know.
That's so hard.
But the listeners want to know. They've been asking about it.
I think I put one foot in at a time. I go one, then one. But like in quick succession, I'm not doing one.
You've not got
one all the way up and then somehow get the other one in. Yeah, one, then one.
You've not got the mobility to put both feet in, touch your toes and pull your pants up, do you?
Do you do both feet?
I don't know.
Do you jump in?
I don't know.
I don't think you do. No one does that. No one does that. Because you'd have to step into them.
Yeah.
I do one, then one. No one does both feet. That's weird.
Right, next up. You're on a date, all right?
Yeah.
I know that's pretty hard to
Pretty
think.
alien for me, yeah.
You're on a date, you're having pizza or burger and chips. Do you use a knife and fork or do you use your hands?
No. Hands.
Yeah, hands all the way,
Hands.
right?
But I am also
Caveman.
really bad at eating in front of people. So I told people this, if I eat in front of you, it means I like you. Because I hate what people watching me eat. So and if I was on a date, I wouldn't be eating.
I'm not one for using knife and fork with a pizza and a burger.
No, that's a red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Right there. Right. Speaking about cutlery, do you say fork and knife or knife and fork?
Oh, God.
It's knife and fork, right? Because
Yeah, it's knife and fork. Who says fork and knife? I didn't think about it, though.
my wife says fork and knife, but it sounds like you're swearing,
You did it
right?
the wrong way around.
Sounds like you're saying fucking knife.
It does.
So
Fork and knife?
it doesn't sound good. So it's knife and fork. And
Yeah,
last
knife and fork.
last but not least, Matthew, the big one.
Yeah, these are great questions, by the way.
What is the first thing you wash when you're in the shower?
Oh, mental. Mental. Oh,
You have to think about it. Keep it clean.
so what I tend to do is I will step out slightly.
Step out the shower.
Yeah, just like shower gel, you know?
You're going to step outside the shower.
Okay, so no way you're putting your shower
put your shower gel on.
Are you putting shower gel on in the shower?
Well, it depends if your shower's big enough, you can get away from the water.
I get away from the water. That's what I mean. I don't step out completely. What do you think I am? What do you think I am?
I thought you like
An animal? An animal?
open the door, step outside, get all your so far.
So I step outside. I walk out my front door. I go into the street. And I shower gel.
You said step outside
Yeah,
the
like
shower.
step outside the shower. The shower under the shower. Step out from under the shower.
So you're still within the shower. But
I'm
you're
still within
stepping
the
out
shower.
from
and
the
I would
water.
shower gel, and I'd just like cover everything.
What, just a bit of everything? But
Yeah.
where'd you go first though? Face, armpits,
The top
other
down.
places. Oh, you start from the top down.
Yeah. Who starts at the bottom,
I don't know. Maybe some people do.
and then I'd do my hair afterwards?
Maybe some people wash
Sometimes I
certain
condition.
bits
Do you
before
condition
others.
your hair?
No, very rarely. Have you seen my hair?
It looks fantastic. Looks well looked after.
Occasionally, if we're in a hotel, it's always got the shampoo and the conditioner.
Yeah.
I'll always use both, just
Well,
because why
now
not?
people have learned a lot about me very personally. They probably don't even know where I'm from or my middle name, but now they know how I shower. Fantastic. So I've got a question for you, Barry, right? First one. He knows this one, by the way. Would you rather run a marathon tomorrow or only ever train legs for the rest of your life? You can never train upper body ever again. But tomorrow you wake up, you got to run a full marathon.
I would run the full marathon tomorrow so I could train upper body again.
You could manage.
Yeah. It would take me forever, but I would do it.
Yeah, it'd take you the whole day.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, to be fair, there's no time constraints on this. You can just run it over 12 hours.
Yeah.
Little 10K, sit down, go to Cognito, have a coffee, get back up.
If you're telling me I can't train my upper body again, but I have to run a full marathon tomorrow morning, I'm doing that. I can do that. I ran 5K today.
Did you?
Yeah.
You ran 5K today?
I ran 5K today.
How'd you get on?
I put it on Strava. So guys, if you're on Strava, look me up. You can be my Strava friend.
You know what? I'll download Strava and be your Strava friend. And I don't do anything to do with cardio.
So to be honest with you, I'm not that good at running, and right now I'm not that good at it. But I did basically did 5K in about 26 minutes.
That's not bad for just going out and doing it.
Yeah, it was a bit hilly as well, so it wasn't too bad. But the reason I've been running, Matthew, is because I've actually entered a High Rocks competition or a High Rocks event, Which,
he was telling me about this off the podcast.
Off the podcast,
Does sound interesting. I think we did speak about it a long time ago.
There'll be people,
not too long.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people that are listening probably know what a Hyrox is. Maybe some people don't know what it is. I only came across it probably about maybe like 9 months ago, something like that. And it's just something that interests me, something that I thought will give me focus and a bit of a challenge. And it's a bit different to the way I've been training recently. So basically, a Hyrox event is the same wherever you do it. So it doesn't change. So it's not like CrossFit, where CrossFit's different events and things like that. Oh, you were
saying you can like improve it each time you do
it. Yeah. So it's like running a half marathon and you try and improve on that time, but it's not a half marathon. So you run a kilometre, you then hit the ski a kilometre, then you run another kilometre.
That's savage, to be fair.
Then I think you hit the prowler, and you do so much distance with a certain amount of weight, depending on male, female. You run a kilometre. So you're always running a kilometre after every other exercise, and the exercises include sled pull, prowler, ski erg, rows one as well, kilometre, wall balls, 100 wall balls, farmer's walks, walking lunges, and I think the other one is burpee broad jumps. Not all in that order, but you run a kilometre in between all these other exercises. So it is pretty mental.
It's like so much fun. And where is it again?
Well, it's in Dublin in October.
I'm not saying my joke.
Go on.
Did you know Dublin is the fastest growing city on the planet, Barry?
I didn't know that, Matthew.
Yeah,
why is that?
Every day it's Dublin. You know how I just told this. I said it off podcast, guys. And I will say the amount of times I've used that joke is ridiculous.
Oh
I've used it for years, and I'd probably say 30 times a year. So I've got my second question, Barry.
Okay, hit me.
Which you don't know. All right, so
this is where I go.
Would
for
you
5 minutes?
Yeah. Would you rather give up your phone?
Okay.
So you got to give up your phone, or you can keep your phone, but you've got to wear Crocs for the rest of your life.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Because both of those don't sound fun.
But I know a lot of people that love Crocs, and that would be an easy question for them.
So you can give up your phone. You can have an iPad. So you can walk about with an iPad.
I don't own a pair of Crocs.
Phone everyone and text everyone.
I don't think I would hate Crocs that much. I don't know. What's the two options again?
You either lose your phone or you wear Crocs for the rest of your life.
I'll lose a phone.
Seriously? Okay, you can have the iPad.
Yeah,
I would love to see
you give me the iPad
on your iPad.
Right, Matthew. We've spoke for 12 minutes about nothing. So,
yeah,
guys,
garbage.
Hopefully you are still with us, and if you're not, well, you're missing out.
You are missing out. Yeah, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, but what I was saying at the start there was, people's goals are changing. People are becoming more aware of their physical and mental well-being, and I think it's important for us to maybe just discuss, what are the other benefits that we get from our training, or our clients get from our training, or people that we speak to, what are they getting out of the process of exercising on a regular basis, more than just working towards their.
And there's a lot, to be fair, isn't there? There's a long list of other benefits you can get from training.
There is, and we had this conversation a wee minute ago, and I asked you if you had a button that you could press, right?
Yeah.
A magic button, and it took you straight to your aesthetic goal. Basically, if you press the button tomorrow morning, you wake up, and if your goal is to lose 3 stone, or if your goal is to get to a certain amount of body fat, if you hit this button tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up, you'll have achieved that goal, but you're not allowed to train ever again.
Yeah, Barry was shocked by my response to this, which was, I would 100% press the button. He was like, what, you don't want to train? You don't enjoy training? I was like, I guess I do a little bit, but not that much.
So my answer to this, and the way I was thinking about this, and is that I wouldn't hit the button because of how training makes me feel, and what I get out of training. out with just, working towards a weight loss goal or working towards a strength goal or whatever. I feel like it's a habitual thing that's part of my life that's helping me in a sort of mental and physical well-being way. So for me, as much as I would at certain times in my life.
Mad. So let's say your goals are you want to deadlift 400 kilograms. Are you telling me you wouldn't press the button? Yeah, go on. Say you're going to press it.
I guess I
agree. I do agree. I think Barry's got a great point. Like, there are so many benefits of training, like in terms of not actually achieving your goal. Community, meeting people, the process, like realizing you can push yourself. And like a lot of clients, I think you're probably the same, they don't realize their actual physical potential, right? They're like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. But they can. So you're breaking down barriers and you're helping them mentally, and yeah, they get a great feeling after a workout. But if it was as easy as just achieving my goals by pressing a button, I'm smashing that button.
But you said people there as well, right? And I've had the gym for 11 years now, and the amount of relationships that have been made within the gym, friendships, people actually getting together, starting families. People making best friends, friendship groups. None of that would have happened if they didn't actually just start exercising off their own back in that place. And these are things that have given them a lot of happiness in their life, and a lot of the things that we've done, community-based things that we've done that have raised a lot of money for charity, got a lot of people together, raised a lot of awareness about different things. These are all things that are like, have came out of training, like a byproduct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you were with us at the weekend there, Matthew, doing our super.
Yeah, I did super teams with you.
Doing our yearly super teams
fun.
Event.
Really good fun.
For your first time. You did really well. But yeah, that's just another benefit, I think, from exercising, is that, people learn to communicate better with other people. They mix with like-minded people. They sort of build their own tribe. They get so much more out of the training process than what they thought they were going to get when they originally started.
And you're thinking like day-to-day, reducing stress, that sort of stuff, right? You had a tough day at work. It's like a nice place to come to, nice community, have a chat, train, achieve something for your day.
Absolutely.
Very positive.
It wasn't that long ago I asked in a survey, well, it was a wee while ago, in a survey I asked the guys at the gym a few years ago, let me know the reasons why you come to the gym or why you keep coming to the gym. And they could say anything. They could say what their training goals were, blah, blah, blah. But there was, a lot of people would say, like, it helps me deal with the stresses of my work or my day-to-day life and my family life and things like that.
Yeah, it was more that than their actual specific goals. Like, it's achieve this weight on deadlift. It was more like socially based stuff.
Yeah, I'm never going to talk down having aesthetic goals, because let's face it, these are the things that get us started. No. These are the things that give us motivation, and we all have these goals. They're always there, but you could almost say that they're a byproduct of training.
Yeah, you're talking about like positive byproducts of going towards a goal. So yeah, your goal is to lose 2 stone, but what are all the other things you get from doing that?
Absolutely.
Which can actually be better. I see a lot of people come into the gyms and they keep coming and they enjoy the process more than they enjoy the results. For sure, definitely.
They probably don't realize the benefits that they're going to get when they first start out. Or maybe they do, because maybe they feel that they're in a place where their self-confidence is low, their self-esteem's low, and they're feeling a little bit anxious and stressed and this sort of thing, and that's what inspires them to go to the gym in the first place. Or maybe they go to the gym in the first place because of how they feel physically or how they look physically or whatever. But during the process of getting there and getting started and getting going, hopefully you notice some other benefits. And the thing with weight loss and the thing with building muscle, it takes a lot of time sometimes to get to your actual goal. And even when you actually even achieve your goal, sometimes we're never actually happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Or there's we could lose another % body fat, or I wish I was...
Well, I think you always forget how far you've come as well, right? People are quite bad at that. But yeah, the benefits you get from training, it's a nice constant in life as well. I'm sure you're the same. Like, you've obviously trained for quite a long period of time and you've had a lot of change in your life. And same with myself, like you have like relationships and things like that. You've had kids, etc. But throughout your whole life, you've constantly trained, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's like that's a nice go-to that you've always had.
I mean, to be honest with you, like for the large parts of this last year, I've been training because it makes me feel good and it puts me in a better mood. It gives me more energy to do other things out with the gym and be more productive out with the gym. I've not really been chasing like an aesthetic goal or anything like that. I've probably been training more frequently because it's just habitual. Do you know what I mean? It's something that we do.
You enjoy, yeah.
And I enjoy it when I'm there. Maybe not all the time, let's be honest. You know, I think if you're honest as well, Matthew, we don't enjoy training all the time because it's bloody hard. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's hard, and we push ourselves, so it can be hard. But in general, I enjoy it, and I certainly enjoy it afterwards. There's this little switch.
Yeah. You enjoy the progression, like I like it. I think the main selling point for me is it's a daily challenge, and it's routine as well, right? Every day I get to challenge myself. Whether it's good or bad, whether it's a terrible session or a good session, either way, I've done something.
Yeah.
And my day's been productive in some sort of way. And that, for me, that's an enjoyable thing, yeah. But I'm still pressing the button. As much as I'd enjoy training and miss it, I'd press it.
I always found as well, especially when I played sport, like more so when I played football or when I train with other people, that if I'm worrying about something or something's really on my mind and it's frustrating me or giving me some anxiety or whatever, if I was away playing football or I was training in a class or with a group of people, sometimes I would finish the session and I'd have to remind myself what I was worrying about because it totally took my mind off it. You know, and it put me in a better place, and it also puts you in a better place to deal with whatever you were worrying about in the first instance.
Like a good community, right? When you are training,
yeah,
kind of get behind you, etc. Like I think competitive sports are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's something I do miss a little bit, but yeah, you do get in the gym, you get to challenge yourself.
I've got to be honest. Sometimes when I'm training on my own, I can. It's sometimes the opposite. You got your own thoughts in your head, and you've still got them there. And
yeah, and you overthink it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's affecting your training and things like that. That's something that I'm not as good at. But but in general, like getting out there and in fact, when I was out going for a run, for example, is a good example. It seems to just take your mind off of whatever you're thinking about or whatever
all you're thinking about is, oh my God, I can't breatve.
Thinking about
my hip flexor.
Don't get hit by that car.
Exactly. How slow am I going? Oh God, I'm not going that fast.
Do you know?
Did you enjoy your run? Where'd you go?
So I ran from the gym and I basically ran towards Aberdeen University, so up Old Aberdeen. So that's kind of all uphill, and then took a left and swung up towards St Macar Drive up to the roundabout at the top. Again, that's another decent hill, and then it was kind of flattish downhill from there.
So weird. I never got the mindset of like just walking out my door and just running.
I didn't know where I was going, mate. I just started.
That's what I mean. Yeah, just got on, did it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to take a leaf out your book and try it.
Yeah, and I had
a short run.
Put earphones in so you cannot hear yourself breathing.
What would you listen to? It's a good question, actually. It's a good question.
So I was listening to.
Are you podcasts or your music?
No, it has to be music when I'm running. Podcasts for maybe like walking, but
yeah,
for running. So basically, I put on Teardrop Massive Attack. You know that song?
God knows. I won't make you sing it for me. Teardrop Massive Attack.
Yeah.
So who's the artist? Massive Attack.
Yeah.
Teardrop.
Yeah.
No idea. Is it like a 90s dance song?
It's
yes, it is.
So I got it up on Spotify and basically just hit the radio. You know the radio button. So basically,
oh right, okay,
yeah. And then so it just played like a load of random songs. It was quite good. Yeah, it kept me going.
What about when you're in the gym? Do you have music as well?
Different music for different things. So I think if it's kind of like a fast-paced session, whether it's like cardiovascular training or circuit training or something like that, I prefer like, I quite like, you slagged it off, Matthew, but I quite like dance music. But if it's maybe a little bit of like, if we're squatting or deadlifting and things like
Yeah,
that,
something a bit heavier. Yeah,
something definitely a bit
To be fair,
heavier.
I'm not good on music these days. I'll listen to music for about 15, 20 minutes of my session. I've got to take it out. He's looking at me shocked, by the way. I have got to take it out. It sounds like people shouting in my ear. I'm like, I can't concentrate. So I prefer actually like podcasts these days, things like that.
Yeah,
For talking.
do you listen to this podcast, Matthew?
I do listen to this podcast, Barry. Not as fast as you do, because you have the original and you listen to it straight away and go, it gives me feedback. But I listen to it as soon as possible. I listened to it on Alexa last time. As you said, we're available on Alexa. I went, Alexa, play the Starting Monday podcast episode. I can't remember. Was it 8? Are we on 9 now?
I think this could be 10 or 11.
Could be 10.
Is it 10?
So I can't remember. It was one of them. And
Yeah.
I had it on Alexa. It was fantastic. So that's me.
See, back to our topic. I think it's worth pointing out that, you know, if you are training regularly, guys, kind of ask yourself, like, you know, what does training do for your mental state of mind, your character, your communication skills, even, and your general health? Are these all things that you feel are improved in a positive way or a negative way? But, you know, I'm presuming a positive way from regular training sessions.
We kind of spoke about this before, didn't we? Where like it does reduce stress, but when you do get a goal and a serious goal, it can increase stress, can it? Sometimes when you've got quite a demanding goal, or you've got something in mind, you got to, like you obviously getting leaner with your vlog, your YouTube videos. At the time, you seemed a bit stressed sometimes, being like, I've got to get a video out and all that sort of stuff. So you can actually increase your stress if you're not careful, but it depends again how serious your goal is, right?
I think when we push ourselves to achieve big goals in small time frames, or like not small time frames, but, you know, realistic, but within a time frame, you know, like me saying I'm going to do this High Rocks thing, you know, or you're running a marathon, or you're entering a show, or you're doing a photo shoot, or you're doing something that, you know, you've told the world about. It does create a stressful situation where you're under a bit of pressure to basically perform or get it done or whatever. And yes, that kind of takes the fun out of it sometimes, I think.
Yeah, like as you said, now you're currently training and like enjoying it and enjoying the process more than like having that stress factor.
But sometimes you need that push and that kick.
100%,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 100%. Like, you know, saying something out loud to people what your goal is, it can be quite stressful and increase a little bit of anxiety, but it's also maybe gives you that little bit of motivation and that kick to just get up and get on with it when you're in that accountability when you're struggling. Yeah. So there's pros and cons to that, but definitely, I mean, what age are you, Matthew? I forget.
Go on, guess how old I am, Barry. Let's see if you can get it spot on.
I'm going to insult you now.
No, don't worry, you can't insult me. I look older than my brothers and they're older than me, so.
I'm going to go 30.
I'm turning 30 this year. I'm 29, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, you're spot on.
Spot on. So, you know, I'm 41, right? So
you're not 41.
I am
surely.
41. I know.
So Barry's 31. Looking great for 31, by the way.
And honestly, in that 10 years of from where you are now to where I am now, you do think much more about your general health. I know we're not getting super old, but general health, you know, little things like moving well, being in less pain, making sure you've got good flexibility.
I will say you're way more flexible than I am.
I know.
Like way more. See you warming up, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
But I am more aware of like just my general health physically and mentally.
Fair, I've gone through a spell like that. About a year and a half, 2 years of training where I was just like, you know what? No heavy stuff. Just enjoy training. Look after yourself. I had a few weddings coming up, etc. But since then, I put on 25 kilograms. But I didn't have that little spell, so I do get what you mean. And it is like you have a shift in like mindset sometimes. And I probably might, as I get older, be similar. I am getting to a point now where I do get bothered by like little aches and pains, and I probably should start looking after myself a bit more.
Well, I think it's just more about trying to be less sedentary, you know, not sitting about as much, getting outside more, and just enjoying, you know, exercise.
Just moving.
sweating even, just getting a sweat on,
Yeah, it's a good thing, yeah.
Whereas when you're younger, you just want bigger biceps and a six pack and things like that,
Barry, you still want a six pack and bigger biceps, don't lie.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
One day a week.
Not all the time. But I actually researched a little bit for this, Matthew, as you know I always do.
You do. You put a lot of effort in.
I've got some statistics for us, right? So this is from the NHS, all right, or the government website. So it should be fairly accurate. I haven't just plucked it from anywhere, but it's
He's made them all up, guys.
Yeah, made it. But if you're exercising, 3 to 4 times a week, moderately hard exercise, you've got a 50% lower risk of type 2 diabetes, colon cancer, 30% lower risk of early death, falls among older adults.
By the way, just very unspecifically, early death. I love they just threw that in there. It's all very specific. And it says early death.
It's worth talking about.
30% reduced risk of getting hit by a bus in your 20s. Fantastic.
No, but they've obviously done research there. So
yeah, I just love how broad it is. What else we got?
30% lower risk of depression and dementia. What
was that? I forgot that last one.
You nearly got me there.
There we go.
83% lower risk of osteoarthritis, 63% lower risk of hip fracture.
Not with my hips.
Not with your hips.
Not with my hips.
These are big statistics, you know what I mean?
Yeah, quite interesting actually.
And, it's important that we as fitness professionals, promote exercise.
It just shows
and the benefits of exercise other than just getting yourself a little bit lighter, So if you hit that button, Matthew, if you push that button,
all my goals. My goal is a 30% reduced early death rate. So it's great.
No, that wasn't your goal.
That was. I wasn't. I didn't say it, but I felt it.
You only get to achieve your aesthetic goal.
That's it. I don't get the 30% reduction.
No, because you're not
death.
You're not allowed to train after they hit that button. So you're basically
specifically where does
basically going to become one of the bad statistics somewhere along those lines.
Where does early death stop? When does it become late death?
I don't know. I'll have to look into it.
So it's 100% reduced risk of late death, guys. You live forever.
But without boring you with statistics, I can't even say that word.
Statistics. It's a hard word to be fair. Yeah, there's a lot of S's and T's.
As a population, the UK is around 20% less active than it was in the 1960s.
Which I wholeheartedly believe.
It's mental, is it?
Yeah, but then you think about it like my granddad worked on the trains. Like he worked on trains in Stratford and he was busy all the time. My dad...
Not if he's driving the trains, he's not.
No, he wasn't a train driver. He worked come on, Barry. He's not a train driver. And then my dad sat on a desk. And like people these days sit at desks and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. We have the benefit that we don't. We're fitness professionals, so we're quite active. But yeah, a lot of people do.
And I guess that's probably why there's a lot of personal trainers. There's a lot of fitness professionals. There's a lot of gyms out there.
It's growing massively, isn't it? When you think about when you first opened up your gym, how many independent gyms were there going about in Aberdeen?
Do you know what? It's a good question. I'm pretty sure that there was none. Or there might have been one. And I think that's now closed down. But
you must have opened the same sort of time, even like David Lloyd opened, right? Or like just after. So that puts it in perspective.
No, David Lloyd's was before.
I think it's only been open like 12, maybe 13 years. So like 2 years older than you.
I think it was before because I tried to get a job there and they just basically told me where to go.
Did they actually?
Yeah. No, they didn't tell me where to go. But
I got a job there, Barry.
I remember. I remember going in with my CV. Round about the time that I started working at...
It's all right. Pure Gym told me where to go.
Did they?
When I first qualified, yeah. Yeah, David Lloyd took me in.
But all worked out fine then. But yeah, no, I think we were one of the first. But then there's so many there. There's so many now.
Pure Gyms now. How many is there in Aberdeen? Like 4, 5?
Well, there was no Pure Gyms. There was... Where was it? There would have been Nuffield. Was it Cannons before or something like that? Remember that?
Knows. No. That's before my time.
I think Lloyd's was round about that time, you're right. And then there was the one down the beach,
JJB, wasn't it?
JGB,
And then
yeah.
became DW.
That's been there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Bannatyne's obviously.
So it's mad how much it's grown even in Aberdeen in the last
And then there's a lot of
10, 15
independent gyms now, which is great. You know, I think independent gyms are the way forward, you know. I think it creates more of a community.
He's got a smirk on his face. They're the best.
Well, I think it's give you something different, you know.
Yeah, you get a lot more from them.
And I think if
you get
we're-
like a community, etc., right? I think there's a bigger community with them.
I'm not saying that the bigger gyms don't have that. They probably do. And actually, if they're a good gym, they've got a good staff and
But then it's
well
harder
run,
on that, like,
they'll have a good
mass
community.
scale.
Yeah, it's on a mass
You've
scale.
got loads of staff and you've got loads of members. It's going to be harder to have that community feeling to it.
There's that togetherness when you join a smaller gym, and that you maybe don't get with the bigger gyms. You know, there's not that many members there, so people get to know you on a more personal level.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so yeah, there were some statistics for you.
Yeah, they were good. They were good.
But basically, the point is, we want, if you're listening to this and you're not someone that's very consistent with your exercise, you know, get consistent and realize that there's so much you can get out of exercise, out with just losing a few pounds. And we haven't even touched on, you know, the mental health really benefits to training. You know?
There is, but then obviously we're not that clued up on it, if we're being honest, right?
Well,
we know there's benefits to mental health, like reducing depression, anxiety, that sort of stuff. But
yeah, I don't think we're mental health experts, or maybe we could, you know, talk to a certain level to people that are, you know, diagnosed with, you know, a mental illness. But I mean, I can speak from a personal point of view, and I can speak about the types of people that I've worked with, and you know, a lot of people that I've worked with have, you know, been openly suffering from, you know, stress, depression, anxiety. One or two of been on medication. You know, other people just, you know, speaking about how they're feeling. You know, I've definitely had those feelings myself as well. And a lot of the time, exercise has been the sort of go-to medication, if so to speak, for those sort of mild symptoms, or those times where I haven't really been feeling 100%, you know.
and it's helped.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Good.
But guys, I hope you have enjoyed our little rambling today about,
Hope you're glad to have us back.
and we'll be back very shortly.
Very shortly, yeah. Not in 3 weeks.
And hopefully you've learned a few things about Matthew and how he brushes his teeth, puts his pants on, and eats his chips. See you later.
See you later.
Thank you for listening to the Starting Monday podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow us and share with your friends. Have a great day, and see you at the next episode.